In this video, I'll be talking about what I think are the worst essay topics to read about and then talk about why. Hi everybody, my name is Joey and I've read thousands of college admissions essays. Literally thousands. I've utilized my brain power from all of my personal experience to compile what I feel are the 10 worst essay topics for students to write about. Before I dive into my list, I need to preface that this is based on my personal opinion and the opinions of my colleagues around me. But if you stick around to the end of this video, I'll talk about how you can take some of these overused essay topics and spin them into something good. Topic 1, the resume dump. This is bad because you spend your entire essay reiterating stuff that is either in your activity list or in one of your teacher's letter of recommendation. The purpose of the personal statement is to get a chance to know more about you as a student. And if you spend your entire personal statement just talking about the stuff that you've done, it can kind of make it seem like your most redeeming trait is that you just care about your resume. If you see your essay becoming a resume dump, I suggest you focus on one impactful moment or event from one of your activities and then discussing why that activity was so meaningful to you. Essay topic number 2, working hard in a challenging class. So working hard in a challenging class doesn't work as an essay topic for a handful of reasons. If you're applying to a highly ranked institution, it's likely that most of the applicants took hard classes and worked really hard. They also likely faced challenges, they struggled, and then they ultimately succeeded and did well in the class. Another reason, the traits that you want to highlight can easily be conveyed in a letter of recommendation. This type of essay commonly covers some of the following traits: perseverance, grit, determination, problem solving. And if you believe that these are traits that you want to highlight, you may want to think about some other example from outside of the classroom that you can use to convey that. Essay topic number 3, the sports essay. According to the National Federation of State High School Associations, over 8 million high school students played a sport in 2019. And I get it, the US is all about sports and football and athletics. And I also get that being an athlete in high school can often be a full-time job. You spend your weeks in the summer going to camp, you spend 2 or 3 hours after school going to practice, and it's something that you spend a huge chunk of your life committed to. But in the name of all that is holy, please think twice about writing a sports essay. Some essays that I read about sport just end up being about the student winning the big game and learning the value of hard work. Others talk about injury and the resilience that comes with coming back from an injury. These in and of themselves aren't necessarily bad, but when you read dozens of these in a week, they all tend to blur together. The biggest pitfall of a sports essay is that students spend too much time describing what happened in the game or the meet or the competition, and not enough time on how it affected them personally. If you find yourself writing about a sport essay, then I encourage you to think about tying the sport into one of your other passions or an unexpected characteristic. So maybe playing soccer has taught you to appreciate physics more, or maybe being on the football team has challenged you to become a better statistician because you've had to keep track of your team's stats. Or being a cheerleader has not only taught you to use your voice on the football field, but also to use your voice to speak up for those in need. Essay topic number 4, voluntourism. This one's a hotly contested topic. There are dozens of organizations out there that charge a lot of money for students to go to third world countries and spend a week or two volunteering. And the experience is truly an impactful one. You're in a different country, you see a completely different way of life, and then you start to understand that the world around you is much larger than your comfortable bubble back home. But as according to my discussion with other admissions folk, the idea of a service trip is one that it's deeply rooted in privilege. It often costs thousands of dollars for a student to afford a plane ride to this other country and potentially thousands of dollars more to participate in the experience. So to be clear, I don't want to minimize the experience that you've had. I also don't want to tell you not to help out other communities. I just think that writing specifically about a voluntourism experience could potentially rub an admissions reader the wrong way. It's the idea that you're using other people who are less advantaged as a vehicle for you to pull off or showcase your own self-awareness. And that type of essay is really difficult to pull off. Essay topic number 5, personal trauma. This one's a tricky one, and I don't want to minimize any experience that you've had that has truly shaped who you are today. However, for me as a reader, these essays can often become very awkward or even triggering for me to read. I've been reading essays for about 10 years now, and each year there seem to be more and more essays that deal with the issues of like mental health, domestic abuse, self-harm, eating disorders. And there have been times that I've cried after reading an essay because they're so deeply personal. I want to be there for you as a student and help you out, but there's limited stuff that I can do from my end because I'm just kind of staring at a computer screen. This mostly happens because when I read these essays, they don't resolve themselves. So it ends up being more of a trauma dump than some sort of celebratory essay for the student. Instead of focusing on the positive characteristics of the student, I'm kind of left wondering, is the student okay? Do I need to call their school counselor? Do I need to call Child Protective Services? And then all this is to say that you can talk about a personal issue and how it impacted you, but I also need to know that you're okay. One of my colleagues made a really good point. If the trauma that you had is still an open wound, it's probably best not to write about it. However, if the event is more of a fading scar, then maybe you're in a place where you can write about it. Either way, the incident should only be a small fraction of your essay. Spend the majority of the time talking about how that unfortunate circumstance has truly impacted who you are today. Essay topic number 6, tragedy. So here we have trauma sibling tragedy. Some high school students have truly had unfortunate circumstances happen, and it's really heart-wrenching to read them. But like a lot of essays that deal with this topic, like the last topic, the essays just stop at the event and then end with some sort of cliche like make every day count or life is short. This one isn't necessarily so much of a bad essay topic, but it's more about how you can not fall into the trap of relying on cliches. So here I really want you to exemplify how the event specifically impacted you and how you have specifically changed because of it. So did your parents' divorce inspire you to look into becoming a therapist or counselor because yours helped you so much? Or did a family member's death cause you to find ways, tangible ways, to commemorate that person's impact? Like if your grandmother died of breast cancer, does that make you want to jump into cancer research, or does that make you want to spread awareness for the cause? Essay topic number 7, moving. I get it. Moving can be difficult. You have to uproot your life, start all over again, learn how to make new friends. But the issue is millions of students have had to move and change schools. So unless you had a particularly significant move, I can probably assume everything I need to know before I even read your essay. For example, you struggled with the transition. You had to make new friends. You didn't know if you'd ever fit in. And then you eventually found a way to fit in. In fact, your essay might even go so far as to say that you now help other people fit in as a peer mentor or something like that. That's all well and good, but if that's all you have to say about the move, then I'd encourage you to try a different topic. You can write about your move in one short paragraph in the additional info section of any of your applications. Let's say moving truly impacted you. Then you want to come up with an essay about the unexpected consequences of moving. Maybe moving led you to start an organization that picks up unwanted furniture for free and then resells or donates those items. Or maybe after moving, you took this new opportunity to rebrand yourself and then decided to go by your proper pronunciation of your name instead of the anglicized version. Or maybe moving across country to a new school allowed you to take a class you'd never heard of before, and now you want to study that topic in college. Essay topic number 8. Anything controversial. Please do not bring up your stance on abortion. Please do not bring up your stance on gun rights. Please do not use your essay as a chance to root for your favorite political candidate. These are essays that are intended to be insights into who you are as a person. Now let's say politics are a huge part of who you are and has truly influenced what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with mentioning your political activeness. There's nothing wrong with even mentioning your political affiliation. In fact, most colleges will say that they want a wide range of political beliefs represented on their campuses. However, you should channel your essay into how you've actively participated in politics and how you will continue to do so in college. But please, please, please don't boil down your essay to a single controversial topic because you're so much more than that. Essay topic number 9, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So at least with the first two, please don't feel that you have to be risque to be memorable, because you'll likely be remembered for the wrong reasons. Unlike any of the other essay topics that I've mentioned, I really don't think that writing an essay about sex or drugs would ever go over well. And there's really not a way that I can think of that you could spin these essays to sound mature or clever or insightful. So for your own sake, please just steer clear of this. Essay topic number 10. Pandemic. I know, online learning was rough. I've taken online courses myself and I really don't get them. Like, how the heck are you supposed to learn from a computer screen? It's like 10 times more difficult than learning face to face, and it doesn't make sense. And then when you're at home, you don't even want to look at the computer screen, and then staring at a computer screen all day can mess with your brain. It's impacted all of us, and we've all had difficult times. Just don't write about it. Like, please. So if something truly disastrous happened to you, there's the additional info section of your application, and there's also the COVID-19 question, and there you can explain anything that happened to you. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. Like I hinted at the beginning, I do believe that an essay topic can be written that involves most of the topics that I just mentioned. As Whitney Soul, Senior Vice President and Dean of Admissions at Bowdoin College said, overuse of a topic doesn't make it a bad topic. How common an essay topic is matters less than your ability to express something significant about yourself. So the issue is that most students don't have enough life experience or knowledge to take these essays to a deep enough level to convey the proper amount of insight. So let's say you're dead set on writing about one of these topics. That's fine, except don't write about sex. My advice to you: make sure you start early and keep revising. And as you're writing, keep asking yourself, so what? Does your essay show something significant about you that goes beyond the topic? Does it show what you've learned and how you've grown? Does it show how you impact the community around you? Does it show what kind of impact you're going to give to the college that you go to? If you want more help with brainstorming and drafting your personal statement, you can click on the link that I've included in the description below. There's a free workbook that can help you brainstorm and draft your essays in 12 easy steps. For those of you who made it here, share what kind of topic you plan to write your personal statement about. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.